Right, so here we are. This is the gate, this is where the challenge starts. I'm just going to put the radio call into base, and that'll be the official time. And after that, it's 24 hours non-stop. So here we go. Right, we're at the gate, Tim.
That's 14 minutes past 10.
Okie dokie, Roger. That's, see you soon. That's 14 minutes past 10, so by 14 minutes past 10 tomorrow morning, we've got to have summited Snowdon. So let the games begin.
Ben Nevis is the highest mountain in the British Isles, standing at 4,409 feet above sea level. Our route to the summit is the relatively well-marked tourist path, which takes us from the visitors centre in Glen Nevis, steadily up through Redburn Valley onto a plateau. The path then levels out for a few hundred yards as it passes a lake, before climbing steeply up the so-called zigzags and onto the Ben Nevis summit plateau. The standard completion time for this route is around 7 hours, but if we're going to stand a chance of completing the challenge in under 24 hours, we've got to do it in 6. I think it's safe to say, it's gonna be tough.
Right, we've been going about 40 minutes now, and it's starting to get pretty tough, to be honest. There's already patches of snow on the mountainside, as you can see down there. So it's getting pretty cold up here, but you'll notice that I'm in a t-shirt because I'm absolutely sweltering. Nowhere near as fit as I should be for this kind of challenge, but it's a bit late now to be doing some training, so I'm just gonna have to push through it. All athletes experience a certain point in an event called the wall. Now the wall is basically where your body starts to shut down because it's not used to being put under so much strain, and a lot of athletes find it very, very hard to push through this kind of pain, because it is pain. I've got quite a bad pain in the small of my back at the moment, but it is possible to push through, and once you push through, your body starts to run a lot smoother and a lot sweeter, and everything just becomes a lot easier.
I was feeling the burn already, and with 2.5 mountains still to go, my only hope of completing the challenge was to focus all my energy on pushing through the wall.
Starting to get pretty tough up here now. Snow underfoot, so it's getting really, really slippy. But the views are absolutely spectacular. I mean, I'm not sure the names of these hills, but you can see all around the valley where the snow line is, where above that point you've got a freezing level, where obviously the air is too cold for the snow to melt at this time of year, so it stays here. And if you look down in the valley here, you've got absolutely probably the first opportunity we've had to see the Ben Nevis summit, which is up there all the way in the clouds. So we've still got a fair trek in front of us, but I think once we reach this plateau we get some flat ground, and that's obviously a lot better and a lot easier on the back.
With the patches of snow and ice becoming more and more frequent on the path, we decided it was time to put on our micro spikes to help us get our footing.
Okay, so we've been going pretty much spot on an hour now, and I'd say we're about a third of the way up, so we're making some really good progress. We've just reached the plateau where the ground levels out nicely, as you can see, and in a second over to our left you'll see a lake, and you get a lot of these lakes in these mountainous areas just kind of hanging up in these valleys, and the problem is, I mean, they're beautiful, beautiful lakes with really crystal clear water. There's no pollution up here at all, but it's just the effort that it takes to get up here to see them. I'm absolutely spent, and we still got a long way to go. We've got an absolutely spectacular view of the Ben Nevis summit over to our right there, and you can see that the clouds have lifted just high enough for us to be able to see the top. It's really getting quite nippy up here now. The patches of snow are becoming more and more frequent, and up on the actual mountainside there you can see that there's an awful lot of snow still there, and this is mid-March, so it gives you an idea of how high this one actually is. I mean, this is the highest out of all of the three, just a smidge over 4,000 feet. I'd say we're probably at about just under 2,000 feet here, so in actual elevation we're about halfway there, but when it comes to actual distance I think we're a little over a third, so we've still got a fair track ahead of us, but I'm feeling a lot better now actually. I think I've broken through the wall. It might have something to do with now that we're walking on pretty level ground and I just need to get an awful lot fitter, but it gets pretty steep up there, so we shall find out in the next hour or so if I'm cut out for the job.